Good morning, students. Welcome to Shri Mahavi International School online classes. Today's topic is political parties, and this is our first part. Whatever we are going to study in this topic, you are supposed to do your assignment, that is, work to be done in your notebook. Now, first topic is political parties, its meaning, its function, what are the main components of the political parties. Now, as an ordinary citizens, we consider that democracy is equal to political party, but political parties are just one of the most visible institutions in a democracy. They are visible to us, so we connect them as a direct representation of democracy. So because of that, we are going to learn and understand the concept. What do you mean by a political party? So first, the meaning: a group of people who come together to contest elections and hold power in the government, they are called a political party. So all the political parties, they have some policies and program for the society with a view to promote the collective good. So whatever the political party is standing in the election or contesting the elections, and after election, if they are holding power, that means if a party wins an election, then that party is supposed to form a government. So this is the main definition of political party. Now, what does a political party reflect? So they are the main features of a political party. That means, what do we understand, what should be there in a party? So political party, they reflect fundamental political divisions in a society. How divisions are existing in a society. There are various types of division in society. Those topics are not a part of our assessment, but still we should know the divisions of society, and according to that division, political divisions occur in a society. So all parties, they favor certain part of a society, and that is why they involve partisanship from the citizens. That means, partisanship means a tendency of people or citizens to take side and inability to take a balanced view on an issue. That means, I am just favoring a person because that person is linked with me, and I am just favoring him just because of that reason, because in that thing we are not having a balanced view. I am not looking at the other concepts, I am not looking at the main points. So I am just taking side or having a strong commitment to a party or a group or a faction of a society. It is known as partisanship. Now, a party is known by which part it stands for. That means, a political party, it stands for the policies it supports, whose interests it is upholding. That means, which part of the society it is taking the responsibility that their interests, that means their demands, are going to be taken into consider by that party. So all the political parties, they have certain policies and programs for the society. They try to promote the collective good of the society. They try to promote collective good means they are promoting that if they are going to be able to form the government, then they are going to do certain things that will help the society in one or the other way. They try to persuade people why their policies are better than others. So not only they are promoting their policies and programs, they also try to persuade the people that their policies are better. the policies of other one are this one, and my policy is this, and it is much better than the other party. So that is also being done by a political party to win the election, to win the support of the people. So they implement their policies by winning popular support through elections. And when how they are going to win the support, it is done through elections. So election is a main process by which a political party tries to win the support of people. Now, components of a political party, that means a party that is known by which part it stands for, which policies it supports, and whose interest it is upholding. So that is the definition. Now the components are the leaders, the main prominent leaders, the main persons of a party who are formulating the policies and the programs of the party, who are making policies of the party that is to be shown to the society that we are having certain these policies are being that are to be covered by us. These programs are we are going to implement if we are going to be in power. You have studied all those top points in your previous year, that is in your 9th class. So what are the policies and programs of a political party? Now active members, second component. So active members are those persons who are involved in different committees of the party. Whatever the policies and programs are to be framed by the main leaders, they are being completed by the active members. So they are involved in different committees of the party. So whatever the committee members are being framed, those persons are the active members, and they participate in all the committee activities that are doing the work of that particular party. The followers, they are the persons who believe in the party ideology and they support the party. They even help to cast vote in favor of a particular party. Some parties they have lakhs of followers. It depends upon the framework of a party, how much old or how many years it is working, and how much importance and acceptance is there of that party in the society. According to that, the followers, we can found the number of the persons who are following that party, who are helping that party to win. They are like promoting that party. So they are the promoters of the party. The followers are the promoters of the party. Now the functions of a political party. What are the main functions of political party? So political parties, they just not only fill the political offices, they are also exercising certain political powers. That means they are doing certain political powers. It is not only of making the government or being in government. Political parties are doing many things, like number one, first thing, all the political parties that are in a country, they contest elections. So in countries like India, political parties, they put forward their candidates to contest the elections. That means a political party, it is presenting the candidate who are going to contest the elections, those who are going to fight the elections. They are being decided by a political party, and the candidates may be chosen by only certain top leaders. They are being decided by the top leaders, or it could be decided by the members of the party. So in both ways, candidates in India are being decided. They are decided by the top leaders and also by the members of the party. But in countries like US, members and the supporters of a party, they decide the candidate. It is not only in the hand of top leaders, but it is collectively being decided by the members and the supporters of a party. So that is the difference between countries like India and US, how the candidates are contesting the elections. Second point, parties they put forward their policies and programs. As we have already known by the main features of the political party, that the parties they are always putting forward their policies and whatever the programs they are having for the citizens, so they present them to the voters, from which the voters have to choose which party is the best party. A government is expected to base its policies on the line that is taken by the ruling party. That means the government, whatever the government is being framed, its main base is the policy program of the party that is running the government. So it means that the party that runs the government, its policies is the main base of the government, because we citizens have uh, given vote to that party because of their policies. We like the policies, the way of their working. That is why we have accepted them as a winning party, and that is why they are framing the government. Now, third point is making laws for the country. That means parties they play a major role in making laws, as no law can become a bill unless majority parties they support the particular policy or a bill that is presented in the parliament. So whenever the bill is being passed, that has to be considered by the parties who are in the parliament, the running government as well as the opposition party, the winning members of the opposition party. So the ruling party it supports the bill. Policy matters, whatever the policies the government of the running government is having, but opposition party it tries to find the negative points, the drawbacks of the ruling government, and in this way we as a public we know about the negative as well as the positive aspect of that bill that is being presented in the parliament. So the citizens they came to know about the bills that are being passed, the policies that are being presented, and this is the way of working the parties are working. The laws they are first debated. That means debates are being conducted in the parliament, and when the debate is being conducted, the media plays a role in presenting the debates of the parliament, whatever the parties are saying, whether the negative point or the positive one, and after that the bill is being passed. And when the bill is passed, and at that time all the members, the winning members, whether they are in the running government or they are sitting as opposition party, all of them they pass the bill, and in this way it is being passed in the parliament and new laws are being framed for the country. Now, fourth point is that the parties they form and run the government. As we know that the party which wins the election, it runs and frame the government. It is working as a government. The policy decisions they are taken by the political executive, that is the main persons. Those who have won the election they are working as a ruling party, and the political representatives they work as a political executives. So the ruling party representative members, whether they are MP or MLAs, if it is in the center government then they are MPs, and if it is in the state government then they are MLAs. So the ruling party, their representatives, political executives, they come from the parties that are existing in a country. Now the main role is also that is being played as a opposition role. So the parties, they also play a role of opposition, because if a party is at this time a ruling government, and if it loses in the next election, then it is going to play a role of opposition. So role of opposition cannot be ignored. So they are an important part of a democracy, because they act as a pressure group. They act as a pressure group because they pressurizes the government. If they are not working in a proper manner, they resent the way of working the government is working to the citizens through various platforms like media. They mobilize the government, that means they pushes the government to work. If the government is not working and certain policies have to be implemented, then they push the government to implement those policies. Whatever the policies are not being implemented, the ruling government is being pushed by the opposition party, and in this way opposition party mobilizes the government. Now next, it also keeps a check on the working of the ruling party. It is not that the ruling, if a party has won the election and it is working as a government, so it is not that they can work on their own according to their own will without any check. That check is being done by the opposition party. So they also put different views in the parliament. That means role of the opposition is to put various types of views in the parliament. Different way of working, different persons are there, so they present their, they put up their views in the parliament, and they also criticize the government if certain failures are there or certain wrong policies are being framed by the government. So they are always presenting all those things in the parliament whenever the parliament session is being there. So all this work is important. So role of opposition party is also important, because if a opposition party is not able to present the drawbacks of the government, ruling government, if they are not able to check the ruling government working, their drawbacks are not being put forward, the ruling government is not going to work according to the people's will. So their role is quite important. Now next main point is they shape the public opinion. So all the parties of a country, they try to raise or highlight certain issues, whatever issues are there. That issue could be of different platforms. It could be related to traders, it could be related to farmers. So different parties are being framed according to the different issues. Certain religious issues are there, or sometimes there are social issues are there. So all those issues are being raised by the party, because these parties are being framed according to that main point, why they are being framed, what is the main policy. So again, the main base of a political party is they raise and highlight the issues. They launch various types of movements. The movements are being launched so that the problems that are being faced by the people, they get a presentation. So that is why they are being forwarded by the political party. Political parties, they provide access to the government machinery and the welfare schemes of the government. They provide help to the citizens regarding the working of the government. Government machinery means how the government is working. If I want to know anything about the working of the government or the various schemes that are being started by the government, if there is certain problem, then I can easily approach a local leader than as compared to a government officer. I cannot directly approach an IS officer who is a public uh, executive, that is permanent executive, but I can easily approach a political executive or a local leader. Why he is doing or helping me? Because he know that he can be rejected in elections if he is not having a helpful nature, if he is not declaring or helping me in any of my work. If I want certain schemes in my area, so I can approach a leader as compared to a government officer. Now, the political parties, they use various methods during campaigning to win the election, and one such method is wall graffiti. It is a type of wall writing that is being used by the parties, and it is one of the cheapest way for campaigning. If I am campaigning for my party, I use wall writings, making caricatures or pictures of the party. Their policies are being written by me on the wall. Why I am better than the other party, even though it is being banned by the election commission. Now, these were the points why there is a need, why there is a need for a political party, why political parties are a necessity for democratic working. So, modern democracies, if we are looking in the recent years, recent way of working, the modern democracies, they cannot exist without political parties. They need some type of political way of working. So political parties are needed because they provide variety of functions. They are working various functions are there, as we have studied earlier, that these are the functions of political parties. So because of all those functions, modern democracies, they cannot exist without political party. If every elected representative, if we think of a representative, if he is an independent person, no one can make promises for any major policy changes. If our country is having a democratic setup, and the elected representatives, all of them are independent, they are not going to make any promises, they are not going to make any policy changes. So if a person is related to a party, then we can approach or we can make that party responsible, but we cannot make every individual responsible for not making our promises, not making policy changes. So it is not possible to have a working without party. Second, even if the government is formed by an independent way of working, its utility will remain uncertain. That means its working will not be certain. How is he going to work? Whether he is going to have responsibility, he is going to work according to the citizens. All those uncertainties will remain there. Elected person is accountable to the constituency from which he is fighting. He will do the work to that constituency from where he won the election, but he is not going to take the responsibility for the whole country. Then none will be responsible for how the country will be run. If every person of a ruling government is an independent candidate, then he is going to do work according to his constituency, but when it will come to the matter related to the nation, then no one is going to take the responsibility, because they will always be fighting that his idea is better than the second person. So it is not possible to run the government without party system. So the rise of parties is directly linked to the emergence of representative democracies. That is why democratic working is called representative democracies. So, and when a society is becoming larger and complicated, that means various types of new divisions are occurring in the society, they need some agency to gather different views. So whatever the new divisions are occurring in the society, those divisions, those different views they, whatever the various issues they are having, they need the presentation, they need their presentation, problem presentation to the government, and for that they need certain party to represent or some kind of association to present their views to the government. So to present views to the government, various parties are being framed. If we look at the regional parties of India, they are made or they were based on some movement or some problem of their area. So they were acting either as a pressure group previously, or they were linked with some movement in an area to help some division of the society. They were being made to help the minorities, or they were being made to help the minorities in religion or for some tribal issues. So that is why the parties are being framed. And when a society is becoming larger and the division is being, further divisions are existing in the society with the change of time, it is getting complicated. And to remove all those differences in the views, different parties are being framed, and so there is a need for party presentation. Because political parties, they act as a link between the government and the masses. They help citizens, they inform the people about the working of the ruling party, their problem. If it is a particular state is having some unique problem, so all those things are being presented by the political party. We call them state or regional parties. So the failure, if there is a failure of the government, if the government has implemented some policy and that policy is a failure, that needs to be presented, and suggestions have to be made for the upliftment of the masses, for certain changes in the society, and that all those roles are being played by the political parties of a country. If we are looking at the non-party based election system, like the panchayat election system that are being held in various states in India, they are having certain problems in their working. So this is an example of non-party based election. If we want to understand the concept of, if the parties are not there, independent working is there. So panchayat election is an example of non-party based elections. Some of the parties, they are helping them, but they are almost working independently. They get noticed, we can notice that the village of that panchayat, where the panchayat is there, the whole village is split into more than one group, and each one of that group is putting up a panel of its candidate. So this is an example of a non-party based election, and this explains why there is a need for the political parties for proper democratic working in a government. Now, political party system, there are three types of categories under which the working is done in a democratic manner in different parts of the world. So three divisions are one party system, two party system, and multi party system. So we can have a look at one party system, first part. So in this one party system, only one party is controlling or running the government, and China is a example, working example of one party system. In one party system, only single party is in the working. There is no choice being provided to the citizens. Main merit, that means benefit of one party system, is that it is strong and stable. There is no changes in the government, but it is having no opposition and it can't be removed. And it is also less expensive, because one party is working, it is stable, and it is working for so many years. So the government is stable, but the main problem is that it is undemocratic. So we can't call the party system, even though elections are being held in China, but it is not working in a democratic manner. It is a undemocratic way of working. It is not good option if we want a democracy, because no choice is being provided to the voters. They are they are not having any real choice. They are not having choice to change the government. An ideal democracy, it allows at least two parties to compete. At least two parties are there, main parties are there, and they allow a fair chance of competing. That means competition should be there. If the parties are they are competing to gain the power, that means they are going to do certain changes, they are going to work to win the election. So unless until there is a competition, single party is not going to work according to the citizens. They are going to work according to their own wishes. So it is one party system. Now two party system is mainly existing in most of the countries, but now the scenario has changed in almost all the countries. Two parties have a serious chance to win the majority. They are having two parties and they are trying to win the election. So because of the second party compulsion, the ruling government is working according to the wishes of the citizens. They try to work according to the wishes of the government, so the citizens, so that they can win the election in the next elections, and they are able to frame the government again. So power usually changes between two main parties. In most of the countries, only two main parties are existing. USA, UK are an example of two party system. Now multi party system, why India has adopted this system? In India there are various types of political parties. We are having more than two political parties. So more than two political parties, if they are contesting elections to gain the power, it is called multi-party system. India has about more than 750 parties registered by the Election Commission. So there are certain questions of 1 mark that how many parties are registered by Election Commission. So 750 parties are registered by Election Commission, but only a few parties are in the race of elections in the Lok Sabha. That means in the central government, only a few parties are in the race. They are framing the government, but 750 parties are registered. Now, what is the benefit of multi-party system? There are certain questions of 3 marks that are coming in examination. So, in this merits, what is the benefit of multi-party system? Plurality of ideas and opinions. That means we are having various types of ideas and opinions in that is being presented before the citizens, and that is the main essence of that is the main base of a democratic setup. So democracy is based on various ideas and opinions should be presented. They should have a certain presentation, and that presentation is possible only in multi-party system. So this party system, it allows variety of interest and opinions of the people. The parties that are being framed, they are having different opinions, so those presentations, they enjoy political representation. So interest and opinions of various groups are being presented, and that is called political representation, and it is possible only in multi-party system. This party system gives voters scope to make intelligent choice. So citizens have more choice in case of multi-party system as compared to two-party system or one-party system. But the main problem of multi-party system is that it appears very complex and messy. It is almost like a difficult decision. Messy means we are not able to decide which one is better. because we don't know exactly how these parties are going to work, because sometimes it leads to political instability. We keep on changing the political party, we keep on changing the working of the government. Political parties, they are those who are going to frame the government, but if they are not going to work, then again it appears that we have made the wrong decision. So it is very complex and messy in this way. So in multi-party system, two way of working exist. Two way of working means, multi-party system doesn't mean that so many parties are making the government, but when the government is being framed, two way of working exist. Either the coalition is being made or alliance of front is being made. The coalition of party, it exists in India. It is existing right away. When no party wins a majority, various parties, they come together to form a government. So the coalition is being framed after the elections. When elections are being held, parties, they win the election and no majority is being framed. So no party is able to make the government because they are not having majority of seats, so they have to make coalition government. And when the parties, they are joining hands together before the election, before contesting the election, and they win the elections, that is called alliance of front. That is NDA and National Democratic Front is an example of alliance of front that is existing in our recent time. Now, which party system is ideal? Now, we have studied about the three party system working, that is one party system, two party system, multi party system, but we are not able to judge which party system is good for democratic working, because we can't judge which one is the ideal one, because no particular system is good, because it depends upon the nature of the society. Society of India is different from the society of Pakistan or Bangladesh. So it is depending upon the nature of the society, how the society is having the division, previous working, how the previous working of the government has been held, elections were being held in the previous years. So all those things decide which party system is going to be in the working. Changes, whatever the changes are occurring in the government, so all those things depends upon the nature of the society, its social and regional divisions. The division of the society and regional divisions means area wise division. That means different states, they are having different way of working, so different states, they are also having different party. So the regional parties, they are working in a one state, is not able to win the elections in the other state, because there is a variation or divisions, their history is different. So its history of politics, its system of election, all those things decides which party system is good for a country. In India, we are having multi-party system because of our social and geographical diversity. We, in our country, it is not easy that two or three parties could easily govern the whole country. Various states, they are having different problems, and those problems are being covered by the regional parties. So the regional parties, they are winning in a particular state just because of the problem, the politics, the divisions they are having. So divisions, problems of particular area decides, and in India we are having more than 2 or 3 parties. Now political parties, why they are facing the crisis of unpopularity or indifferences among the citizens. So why political parties are facing the crisis? why they are not popular among the citizens, why we are not having a good viewpoint about the political parties, why we don't like the political party. We are having differences. I have an opinion of good opinion of BJP, but maybe my neighborhood person could have a different view regarding the working of BJP. So visible by the survey conducted over the last few decades. If we look at the survey that are being conducted, it is being declared that political parties, they are not quite popular in the same manner as they used to be in the previous years. So political parties, they are the least trusted institution all over the world. If we look at the scenario over the last 20-30 years, we could look at the picture that we citizens are not trusting any political party in the recent years, but still the level of participation in the activities of the party is high. Citizens participation is getting more, even though we are not having faith in the working of the political parties. The parties, they do not enjoy trust in the South Asia. Those who say that their trust is not much or not at all is more than those who are saying that they are having some or great trust, as if we compare the trust of the people. But the proportion of those who say that they are members of some party is higher in India as compared to the advanced countries like Japan and Canada. If we talk about India, most of the persons in your neighborhood could say that I am linked with the Congress party. The second person is saying that I am linked with BJP because some known person, my friend, is a member of BJP. So in this way, Indians, they relate to a political party, and this proportion has increased over the last 3 decades, and those who say that we are close to some party is now more than the previous year. So political parties, they are facing crisis of unpopularity, but still the participation level is getting high. The connection with the political party of the common citizen is also increasing. Now the first part of this chapter is done. Now the assignment is that you have to cover whatever is being done by us in this video, and you have to do certain short questions, definitions that are being done in this video, and there are certain questions that are being written here. Those are the main important questions of this chapter that were a part of some of the examinations. So what is meant by political party? Their components. What is the necessity of a political party for a democracy? So what is the need of the political party? You have to cover it up. You have to write the definition and their need, why we need a political party for proper democratic working. Third question is why India adopted multi-party system. Previous years you have to write the answer that the multi-party system, why we have adopted it, the working of multi-party system in recent years. Coalition government was being framed in the previous elections, and now the alliances or fronts are working with the help of the regional parties. So what are the main features of the political parties? How parties, they play a decisive role in making laws for the country. What is the role of opposition parties? So the main features they are being covered as 3 marks questions. So how do political parties, they help in shaping public opinion? Merits and demerits of one party system, multi-party system, their merits and demerits, and in what ways an alliance is different from a coalition government. So these are the questions that you have to cover up. Then in the next slide we are going to cover the second part, that is types of political parties. Thank you, students.